Brian Lara, the prince, a god of world cricket. But back in the day, Brian was just making his way into Test cricket when he arrived at Sydney to take on the Aussies. 277 runs later, everyone knew this man was going to be an absolute star. What you might not have known though, is that after that, he always had duck for dinner.
I don't want to make you talk your way through some of your amazing innings, because I'm sure you've done it plenty of times, but I want to talk to you about what's required to be able to do what you've done at the top level. Let's start with Sydney and your first Test 100, 277. How did life change for you after that innings, Brian? Did you believe before that you could do it at the top level, or was that, right, I can do this?
Oh, it was just amazing. I have to say that was pretty much a watershed moment in my life, because yes, I got into the team. I had maybe 3 or 4 fifth days in the 4 or 5 test matches that I played at the time. None I went on to score 100. So obviously there's that little bit of doubt. You might be maintaining your play, but there's that doubt of, when are you going to break, that line? When are you going to cross it and get 100? And that was just unbelievable, because whenever the West Indies toured Australia, we would win 4-1. But the one test match we would lose was the Sydney test match.
Yeah.
Talking about back in the days with the great players. So Australia, Alan Border's Australia, drew the first test. Not they drew, we drew it, because, they almost won the test, and they beat us very comprehensively in Melbourne. Now, if Sydney goes to Australia, that's 2 up with 2 to go. And they posted 500 plus runs, and we were left there on a turning track with Shane Warne and Greg Matthews. And being from Trinidad and Tobago, which is the South Caribbean, Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago produces the most spinners. And I love spin bowling. So I felt very, very comfortable from very early. And just going back to exactly what Rohan Kanai said, and obviously Rohan Kanai was protecting the position of, we have to draw this game. And I just felt that that innings till today, it shaped my career, it shaped my life, and it's maybe one of the best innings I've ever played in my entire career. I was 21 at the time, but it was just an unbelievable experience.
There's a story that someone told me that I don't know if it's true. A fellow that played against you, and he was trying to tell me that you'd had a meal the night before that, possibly with Desmond Haynes?
Yeah, I did. And that's a fact. What happened, what I found was that, I grew up in a house with 10 siblings, and we all shared everything, and we all, willing to make sacrifices. But I felt that for a senior player, he never actually invited me out to dinner, never even brought me, never even say, welcome, young man. So one evening, he surprised me in Sydney. And he said, would you like to go to dinner? I said, of course, I'd save a little bit of meal money, but, I'd love to. And we got downstairs, and lo and behold, it was an Australian family that was taking him to dinner and being dragged along. And we went to this Chinese restaurant, and I was just introduced to crispy duck and pancakes. And I saw it on the menu, and I ordered it immediately. And he looked at me and he said, you are not ordering duck on this table. Okay, we have to bat tomorrow, no duck on this table. And I'm having my duck, and the man who was paying the bill said, Brian, have your duck. And he turned his back, and I ate my duck, and we went out to play the next day, and he got out for 23. And whilst he was coming off the field, I was going on to the field. And he looked at me and he said, good luck with that duck you had last night. 277 later, we were having Adelaide, we had duck at Perth, we had duck everywhere. His scores never improved.
Hey guys, Howie here. Thank you so much for watching the Howie Games YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watch plenty more clips. Now, if you want to get the full podcast from the clip you've just heard, you can see the full link on the description. If you want to subscribe to the Howie Games YouTube channel, which we would love, just click on the button below. And if you want to see more content from the Howie Games, over to your right, all the clips are there. Thank you once again so much. And as always, peace and love.